to rise. We are in frigid Toronto, Ontario, where the NBA All-Star Weekend has for the first time ventured outside the United States. We'll tip it off tonight with the 2016 Rising Stars Challenge presented by BBVA Compass USA versus the world. We are inside Air Canada Centre as TNT begins its coverage of All-Star Weekend. Great to have you there. I'm Matt Weiner here with Grant Hill, Chris Webber along, and it's appropriate we're here, guys, because Canadian basketball is as hot as it has ever been. A record 12 Canadians in the NBA right now, Grant, including 3 in tonight's game.
What was once only popular in the United States, the game of basketball has spread its wings all over the globe. Tonight's home team certainly reflects the globalization of the sport. And Chris, I'm telling you, I can't wait to see these young international stars of the future.
And you're right. And one guy I really can't wait to see is this guy right here, Wiggins. This guy is last year's MVP of the Rising Stars Challenge. He reminds me a lot of a young Latrell Sprewell with his body, the way he attacks, his athleticism. The sky is the limit. The second Canadian player ever to be drafted, #1, he averages 20 points this year, an improvement from last year. Really excited about this young guy in the game.
The hometown kid Wiggins scored 22 in last year's game, and for the first time ever, the world team is the home team. The U.S. is on the road. Kristen Ledlow will join us throughout the broadcast. She's standing by with 2 of the brightest young stars on the planet.
Carl, how meaningful is this experience to showcase your talent with the league's elite rookies and sophomores?
I mean, it's amazing, get a chance to be here with such great talent, such great human beings also. So it makes this event so much fun when you get to go out here and compete, but also have fun.
And Kristaps, for the very first time, Team World is the home team. Now is not the time to be humble. Do you have the edge on Team USA?
I hope so. I think we have here a lot of support from everywhere, from New York too. So hope to have an advantage over Team USA.
Have fun, guys. Matt?
Kristen, thanks so much. We're ready to go here at Air Canada Centre. On the other side, the starting lineups for tonight's BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge. The best first and second year players the NBA has to offer from the U.S. and the rest of the world. The game is coming up as we tip off All-Star Weekend 2016. All right, how do we do?
The BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge is brought to you by AutoTrader. Life happens one car search at a time. By the new hardest working.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, 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 test. Putting the microphone closer to my face. In my face. It is in my face.
The BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge is brought to you by AutoTrader.
I can't
Life
feel my
happens
face.
one car search at a time. By the new hardest working collection from Old Spice. Legendary protection for legendary men.
1, 2, 3.
And by...
How you doing, Marty?
Hey.
Marty, have you met my daughter? Hi, Charlie. This is my kid.
1, 2.
He can't hear me.
Hey,
I can't.
man, hey.
One thing about these headphones, you can't
I like
tell who
that
can
Michael
hear you and who
Jackson,
can't.
man. Hey, that was cold.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi, Spike.
That's something we never got to see when he was like, he was like, Mike was born, he ran out the hoop and was like, I just got to dance.
Of the U.S. team from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Larry Drew. Let's meet the players for the U.S. team. Selected but unable to play due to injury, a sophomore from the Philadelphia 76ers, Nerlens Noel. From the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. from the Los Angeles Lakers, Jordan Clarkson. A sophomore from the Utah Jazz, Rodney Hood. From the Minnesota Timberwolves and the reigning NBA Slam Dunk champion, Zach LaVine. A rookie from the Philadelphia 76ers, Jahlil Okafor. A sophomore from the Milwaukee Bucks, Jabari Parker. Playing in his second NBA season with the Orlando Magic, Elfrid Payton. In his first year with the Los Angeles Lakers, D'Angelo Russell. He's a sophomore with the Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart. And the first player selected at the 2015 NBA Draft from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. team. Now for the World Team. The coach for the World Team from the San Antonio Spurs, Ettore Messina. And now the players from the World Team. A sophomore from Bosnia and Herzegovina and representing the Brooklyn Nets, Bojan Bogdanovic. In his second season with the Houston Rockets from Switzerland, Clint Capella. From Croatia, and a rookie with the Orlando Magic, Mario Hezonja. A Denver Nuggets rookie who hails from Serbia, it's Nikola Jokic. Playing in his first season with the Utah Jazz and born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, it's Trey Lyles. This Denver Nuggets rookie is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Please welcome Emmanuel Mudiay. A rookie from Brazil, representing the Utah Jazz, Raul Neto. In his first season from the New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis. A second-year player with the Dallas Mavericks, Toronto's own Dwight Powell. And the reigning NBA Rookie of the Year and MVP of this event last year from Toronto and representing the Minnesota Timberwolves, Andrew Wiggins. Fans, let's hear it for both of tonight's teams.
The Rising Stars Challenge comes your way next. Some phenomenal athletes on the floor, and as we saw this morning during their very, very cold. Time for the starting lineups presented by BBVA Compass. In the backcourt, it's Jordan Clarkson and Zach LaVine. Karl Anthony Towns up front, Rodney Hood and Jabari Parker from the Milwaukee Bucks. And for the World Team, point guard from the Denver Nuggets, Emmanuel Mudiay in the backcourt with Bojan Bogdanovic. Nikola Jokic is the man in the middle. Kristaps Porzingis is going to play 3 tonight along with the hometown guy and reigning Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins. Here are the rules. 2 20-minute halves. They're not going to keep track of the fouls. Well, they will, but no one's going to foul out. And team penalties apply after 10 fouls or second foul in the final 2 minutes of each half. If necessary, fellas, there will be a 2-minute overtime period. And a change to the lineup with Marcus Smart starting for Team USA for Rodney Hood. And underway here in Toronto.
I don't know if you noticed on that tip, G Hill. Towns actually let Porzingis win the tip and tried to steal it and get a dunk in there. He must have been working with some veterans trying to help him on that move.
We learned this morning during practice as Jokic gets things going with the first bucket of the night that Porzingis at 7 feet 3 inches will be playing the 3 position tonight, guys.
Wow. Speaks to just the game and certainly what his skill set is Marcus Smart knocks down a three-pointer. But 7'3", the skill set to be a three-player, three position as he knocks it down on cue.
And demonstrates it on cue, exactly. Kristaps Porzingis, what a phenomenon he has become for the New York Knicks. And about a 35% three-point shooter as well.
And he has his own fan club, and Spike Lee just jumped up out of his seat and always been standing on.
Porzingis.
I like it. He checked second shot of the game.
Certainly gotten into the spirit of things early here in Toronto as Jordan Clarkson knocks down a three-pointer for Team USA. World team in black and gold. U.S. team in white and black with gold trim. Moutier into the paint, and the scoop is good.
As you can see, it's not going to be any defense, but the dunk contest champion says, I don't want any defense, I want to please the crowd.
Guessing Levine is not going to give up too much tonight.
Oh my goodness,
did you see how
high he jumped?
Tried to get it. Even Wiggins couldn't collect that alley-oop.
It's one of the best misses I've seen.
Clarkson from the LA Lakers. And he'll try what would be his second three. It's off the mark. Jokic from his teammate Moutier and to Wiggins, who throws it down.
And Chris, like you said, not a lot of defense, at least early on here. Guys are kind of feeling each other out, want to get the shot to go in, and a little freedom maybe, unlike when they normally play it back on their respective teams.
Let's remember, these are rookies and second-year players. They haven't had this much freedom in their time in the league. They better enjoy it for these 20-minute halves.
A little cheering from the crowd for Marcus Smart as Jokic slams it home.
Air ball is an air ball in any language, in any country.
Oh, Jabari.
Tried to go to the T-Mac right there.
Yeah. Went around Porzingis, and it'll be Towns missing the layup. And Bogdanovich has it.
Throw it off the backboard.
Moutier up top. Wiggins throws it down. The rookie of the year, Andrew Wiggins, and they'll be looking for him throughout the night if they want to play to the Toronto crowd.
And Minnesota looks for him throughout the night because he's the young leader of that team. So exciting to watch this young team Minnesota play. And you can see the proof is in Wiggins in his game.
And Towns, another one of those young stars for Minnesota, tries the three. Their 3 leading scorers are all 20 years of age.
And right here, Wiggins showing how high he can jump, and certainly how dynamic he is as he dunks the ball again. But to your point, Chris, Andrew Wiggins, just a phenomenal player, so much upside. And all 3 of these guys from Minnesota, man, they're fantastic.
And what you love about it is not just their skill set, but they have to have high IQs and be leaders on their respective teams. And even when you look at Marcus Smart, the Boston Celtics are in 3rd place. He's playing some serious ball.
Bojan Bogdanovich rattles home the 3. And the world team takes a 5-point lead early on here in Toronto. Glad you're with us for the Rising Stars Challenge on All-Star Weekend 2016. Towns lost it, got it back. Got Jokic in the air over Porzingis and drops it.
And that's where Towns is effective down there on the block.
Moutier, unimpeded, and hammers it home. Clarkson will try Levine. They're basically just testing the 2 young Timberwolves to see just how high they can jump.
And I'll tell you, when they miss, they have some amazing misses. A lot of oohs and ahs when they miss.
Wiggins off on the 3 ball. Porzingis will get the layup from Jokic.
7'3". Look at his gait. Look at his cadence, how he runs. So smooth. Most 7'3" guys does not have the lateral quickness cannot run, cannot stop on the dime, and definitely doesn't have the range that he has.
Clarkson strokes another three, his second of the night. Second-year man from the LA Lakers.
Clarkson might shoot tonight more than he has all season.
His third three, actually.
He's learned from the best with Cole.
And for Clarkson, we talked earlier, for him to switch from point guard last year now to play the two-guard position as he knocks down another three-point. Tough adjustment to make room for D'Angelo Russell, but he's done a great job this season.
You're so right about that.
4 threes now for Clarkson, and Moutier answers back again. Clarkson, by the way, is in line for one of the great NBA raises in recent history. Second-round pick. He's making under $900,000 with the Lakers this year, and he's a free agent this summer.
And he had the right summer to be a free agent.
Yes. The salary cap jumping up somewhere in the neighborhood of $89 million next year. Moutier misses on the three. Back comes the U.S. with Jabari Parker in the lane and throwing it down. And windmill dunk from Jabari.
Just think about the horrific injury he had last year, coming back for the Tayshaun Prince type block shot. But Jabari Parker, I mean, you really think about the horrific injury he had last year to that knee, showing you that he's done his rehab over the summer. And everything has been done before. There's nothing new under the sun. And you could go ask a man in Atlanta named Dominique Wilkins. He started that windmill dunk.
Trucks for 39 years, Ford F-Series, built Ford top. And by BBVA and the BBVA Compass NBA American Express card. If you're an NBA fan, this is your card.
Be sure to vote for the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge MVP. Text the first and last name of your MVP choice to Dunks 38657 or tweet hashtag BBVA Compass Rising Stars with the player's first and last name, or vote at NBA.com. Voting starts at the beginning of the second half. Robust shooting here through 5 minutes, as you might expect in a game of this sort. The world team is 12 of 16 for 75%. The U.S. is at 57%. Emmanuel Moutier leads all scorers with 10 early points just more than 5 minutes into it. And it's the world up 28-23.
Yeah, Matt, not a lot of defense here. Great offense. I've been surprised by the perimeter shooting. We've seen a lot of three-pointers here made by these guys, collectively 8 for 15 from the three-point line. So not a lot of getting to the basket. Not a three-point shooting.
The analytics crowd would love this game. We've got dunks and three-pointers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's it.
Yeah, Houston Rockets, huh?
Clock wasn't moving there.
So much fun. We got to see the #1 pick, Karl Anthony Towns, father today. So exciting, beaming from ear to ear. This is so much a reward for the parents who have sacrificed. The soccer moms, the soccer dads, getting the caravan and drive the kids everywhere, all over town, getting them to practice. So much, Grant, credit needs to go to the families of these young men. They work hard, but this moment is for their families as well, for everyone just to celebrate and take a minute and just count their blessings and say, wow, look how much fun we're having and we accomplished a dream.
Not to quibble with your heartfelt congratulations for the parents, but by definition, are they soccer moms and dads?
Well, no, it's like the caravan, so, I never played soccer, but my mom was like the soccer mom. She had to pick us up, take us to every practice, go get the Gatorade, go get the water, the juices, the antiseptic, the Neosporin,
You're saying, regardless of sport, you're a soccer mom.
Exactly. Whether your kid is in the Cub Scouts or whatever,
I hear you.
Exactly right, man.
JP Orr and Ben Taylor are working it out with the timekeeper here at Air Canada Center. It's interesting, we saw the practice this morning as you take a look at Kevin Durant, who had a 46-point night in this game a few years back. We saw the coaches going over sets with their players. We have yet to see any of those sets.
And how many sets?
We have seen no set. They should have gone over the defense with their players.
Right? Please, no play calls.
No play calls.
Seems as though they've worked out the timing issue. And the world will inbound it. It's Clint Capella from the Houston Rockets now in for the world team out of Switzerland. Moutier, the lob up top, and Porzingis couldn't finish the play. Clarkson with 4 threes already on the night. Back to Clarkson.
And Matt, that might have been the best executed play thus far in the game. A little back cut for Clarkson.
14 points now for the second-year man out of Missouri. Lob into Porzingis.
But that's what he does in a normal game. What does he do? He sets a pick, causes a mismatch, and because he's playing the threes, he sees Jabari Parker get back up again.
Parker with another dunk.
The athletic ability of Parker is really impressive in person, especially after his injury, seeing how quick he is in attacking the basket.
Injured that ACL just over a year ago on December 15th and missed the rest of his rookie season. But back and playing pretty well for the Milwaukee Bucks, and as we've seen here tonight, the athleticism remains.
And it really is his rookie season, the continuation. He didn't get much time last year, and this year trying to get acclimated and also learn to trust his body, but he looked pretty good in that last play.
Towns and his teammate, Zach LaVine, working together, and LaVine knocks down the jumper for the U.S., and it's a 1-point game.
What you want to do in these games is keep your identity. If you're a big fella, yeah, shoot a three, have a little bit of fun right there. But really what you want to do is attack the basket, rebound, and try to get some dunks.
Mario Hezonja from the Orlando Magic with the bucket on one end, and LaVine with a quick answer on the other. The dunk champion throws it down. Moutier. The jump shot is not necessarily his strength as a young player, but he's stroking it here tonight.
He's shooting the ball well, and for Moutier, as he continues to develop and get more confident, he'll be a great young man. But Porzingis, his size, Chris, 7'3", mismatch Clarkson. I'd like to see him with the Knicks continue to take advantage. He's got great footwork down low and finishes high.
LaVine knocks down the three. Zach LaVine on the board. He has 11. Raul Neto now handling the ball from the Utah Jazz out to Hezonja. A deep three for the Orlando Magic rookie, the number 5 overall pick. Smart was short. And here's Neto. Capella. Clint Capella, an interesting rookie season last year for Houston, the rare player who appeared more in the postseason than in the regular season his rookie year.
That means you're a very lucky rookie because you're getting to see some postseason action. A lot of these teams, you may not even win 20, 30 games, especially if you're Minnesota. You're looking for the long run. Great to be a rookie in the playoffs.
Capella played 17 games in the playoffs after appearing in just 12 in the regular season. Towns has it. He'll try the three. Pretty good from out there. Misses, but I was going to say LaVine eventually puts it back.
He floats. He doesn't jump. He just
levitates.
Yeah.
Hezonja to Capella. Faces up, can't hit. Clarkson has it back. Hot early start for Jordan. Up top and in and out from Parker.
Do you and Jabari Parker have like a secret handshake, Grant? Like, cause y'all both won, championship. Duke guys, you guys have.
I'll show it to you during the break, Chris.
Okay, I'll keep it quiet.
Hardly a secret at that point.
Rising Stars Challenge as Stuff from the Orlando Magic gives me a kiss as he is ushered off the floor. I'm sitting here, that's right, next to Carmelo Anthony, the perennial all-star. And last year this time, you were coaching me in the celebrity game, and pretty inspirational, Coach. What would your message have been to these young rookies and sophomores prior to this one?
Just have fun, enjoy the moment. For a lot of guys, it's their first time here, their first experience. Soak in the moment, man. Take as many pictures as you have to. Talk to the guys, communicate with the guys, tell stories. This is something that you're going to have for the rest of your life.
Most importantly, is this a child's dunking contest that's happening this weekend?
I just got the memo that my son is in the dunk contest.
And how do you feel about that? Good. Do you have any sneak preview for me on what you got planned?
No.
We'll have to wait and see, huh?
You don't know what he's going to do.
Guys.
Just like the adult dunkers, they're not giving up anything. Hezonja goes to the rim hard, followed up by Capella. D'Angelo Russell into the game now for the U.S. team. Knocked down a three during Kristen's interview with Melo, and Andrew Wiggins followed up with a drive.
And Chris, to Carmelo's point, you do have to soak this all in. You and I had a chance, obviously, to participate in the All-Star Weekend, and it all goes by so fast. And now we're here from a different perspective. But these young guys, as Devin Booker knocks down a three, really get a chance to be on this stage here in the NBA.
And hopefully they listen to Melo's advice, because when I first came to these games, Grant, didn't want to get a picture, or didn't want to say, hey, will you stop and how you doing? And so these are memories to last a lifetime. Hopefully the guys enjoy it.
Devin Booker with back-to-back buckets, the rookie from the Phoenix Suns, and the youngest player in the NBA. He's just 19 years old. Here was a replacement for the injured Nerlens Noel, is dealing with knee tendonitis.
And man, I thought last year Booker in the 2015 draft was the best shooter.
Yes.
And certainly he's had some great games this year for Phoenix.
And he's off to a hot start here. Booker with back-to-back buckets, and now 3 of 4 as Hezonja finishes. 7 points for Booker. Hezonja with a bucket for the world.
What a
Rodney Hood also out there. Speaking of guys who can shoot it.
What a great dime earlier by Okafor, and now you see him trying to take it himself. But Grant, really impressed with this young kid, especially when he faces up at the free throw line. He can kind of take you both ways, cross you over, but on the post, a monster.
Neto up top for Capella. And Clint finishes the play. Talking about your careers going fast. These games go very fast as well. That was just the second personal foul of the game compared to 9 dunks for the world team so far.
As you see that great pass by Okafor to Booker, and right here, you cannot jump higher than the ball, young kids out there. So work on that jump hook, that floater. The best jump hook in the game is by a little fella named Tony Parker.
D'Angelo Russell strokes the 3. Russell, the number 2 pick in last summer's draft with the LA Lakers, and off to what I would say is an interesting rookie season in LA.
He started off slow. You see glimpses of his greatness as he gets out. Nice transition dunk by Rodney Hood, but it takes time, and especially at the point guard position, the pressure of being in LA, and obviously Kobe Bryant, but Russell has the skill package to be a great player.
Mario Hezonja brought it back and threw it down. Rookie out of the Orlando Magic. Back to Russell. You know, he began the season as a starter, then Byron Scott removed Julius Randle and Russell from the starting lineup, and has made what many have interpreted as derogatory comments about his young point guard. Most recently, he said that a couple of other point guards he had coached as rookies, Kyrie Irving and Chris Paul, were more mature than Russell in his rookie season.
And that may be true, but it doesn't speak to the total career of Russell. I think, oh my goodness.
Dwight Powell from the Dallas Mavericks by way of Canada, and a popular dunk here in the building. That was the 11th dunk for the world team, by the way. And Hezonja drives in hard for another bucket. He'll settle for a layup.
Now, Matt, could you revisit the rules? Are you saying that fouls were illegal? Did you say that in the beginning of the game?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm saying it doesn't really matter.
Oh, because guys are scared to foul. I thought it was illegal. They get kicked out off one foul.
No one's going to foul out.
Oh, okay.
They will track the fouls, but no one is going to foul out.
I wish they had that back when we played.
Nato off on the 3 for the world team. And Jahlil Okafor, the big fella, brings it up. Working on Capella. Puts it on the floor and lost it out of bounds. But it stays with Team US.
Right here, crashing the boards. The reigning, Dwight Powell, the hometown guy here from Toronto, getting up high. Looked like Porzingis right there a little bit with those offensive rebounds that he's known for.
Booker off on the 3. Just 5 turnovers between these two teams so far. Speaks to the defensive emphasis, perhaps. Trey Lyles backing in on his teammate Rodney Hood. The fadeaway won't fall. Booker in the open floor and turned away by Hezonja.
Wow. Hezonja showing some athleticism there. Not letting the youngest guy in the game, Booker, finish. Give me that. Booker says, that's okay, I'll go outside.
He said, I won't go in anymore. Let me knock this three.
He's more comfortable out there anyway. 10 points in 5 minutes for Devin Booker. TNT Overtime gives you enhanced coverage of tonight's BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge. Check out NBA.com/TNT Overtime. 1 point game here, just over 6 minutes to go in the first half on Friday night in Toronto. As Booker does what Devin Booker does.
I'm telling you, a bright spot out there in Phoenix right now as they're going through that mess of a season, but Hezonja matching Booker on the other end.
A little bit of a duel forming between these two. Booker's minutes and production have gone up here in January and February, in part because of all the injuries the Suns have suffered. He's up about 15 minutes since December.
And as long as he doesn't let the losing get to him, as long as he allows himself to still be coached, as long as he still has fun, it's great that he's getting an opportunity out there on that floor.
Mario Hezonja now leads all scorers with 16. Nato back to Powell. Couldn't finish the deal. Jokic has it. Baseball pass to Powell. Gets away from it. Jahlil Okafor with those enormous hands, handling it, and easy two for Okafor.
That's the size and strength. A little bit of touch.
A little bit of, you not touching it, I'm taking this all the way.
The number 3 overall pick is in a virtual tie with Karl Anthony Towns for the rookie scoring lead, both at 17.1 on the season. Competitive so far and a lot of fun here in Toronto. It's a 1 point game with about 5 minutes to go before halftime. Rising Stars getting it.
Philadelphia, I am Karl Towns.
Cheering for him except for the nights he plays against him, which he probably didn't realize was going to be just 5 years down the line when he did that interview.
And I'll tell you, man, I think Webb and I, we got to step our game up. He's coming for our job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he stinks. That was a great interview, but he's terrible. Stayed terrible for 20 more years. That was a good one.
Look at the profile of Karl Anthony Towns presented by the Samsung Gear S2 Classic numero uno, and he has shown a whole lot in his rookie season.
He really has. And I thought in college, because they were so good and so deep, he didn't have to really carry a team. But obviously this season in Minnesota, being the #1 pick, and you understand, Chris, that pressure and expectations of being that #1 pick, and he certainly has delivered.
And Grant, I also understand having that veteran to help you get through those tough times as we see a foul, which is, wow, I can't believe it. But having Chris Mullin there, for me was so important. And just imagine, you're the #1 pick, you're going to Minnesota, and KG is your big fella, and he's teaching you how to do this, a veteran, a Hall of Famer, first ballot. Towns is making the most of it, and just happy for him and that young Minnesota team that they have veteran leadership.
Well, and he went into the All-Star break on a high note, to say the least. Wednesday against Toronto, he became the 3rd youngest player with at least 35 points, 10 boards, and 3 blocks in a game since they started tracking blocks more than 40 years ago. Moutier with another bucket. Give him 15 on the night. And Russell finishes on the other end. Moutier tried to sneak it through, and instead it's a 3-on-1 for the U.S. team. Rodney Hood throws it down. 23rd pick in 2014. It looks like a steal the way he's playing right now for a very hot Utah Jazz team.
He has been so big for them. They've had a few injuries at the guard position, but Rodney Hood has filled in nicely. Has good size, length, and he's extended that jump shot of his to the three-point line. Rodney Hood playing good basketball for the Jazz.
He's been awfully good lately, nearly 20 points a game in the month of February so far. And 9 times since the calendar turned to 2016, he's scored 20 or more. Booker. Devin Booker has the feeling.
I think they need to improve his minutes even more out there.
Yeah, he's saying his coach, I need some more time.
Game high 18 for the 19-year-old out of Kentucky. Moutier comes flying in for the dunk.
I love the fact that we have so much talent on the floor, but each guy has its own value on each team. As we look right there and you see a Smart, he's a defensive player. His team, as you see right there, his team fighting for that 3rd position in the East, and it's just great. Some guys are scorers, some guys are passers. Some guys are just unicorns.
Some guys are 7'3" with the ability to run the floor, C-Webb.
Oh my goodness, Kevin Durant called him a unicorn. G. Hill, can you 7'3" and can just move and play like that? Just amazing, man.
The unicorn reference, just to explain to the viewers at home, was just what a rare breed he is with his skill set at his size.
I don't know, Grant. Have we seen anything like him? I mean, 7'3". I remember when you think about players that could run, I don't know a player in the 7 foot that could run like this. Maybe Ralph Sampson. I don't know a 7'3" player. There you go. And he had the Porzingis shirt on. I don't even need to say anymore. He knows what's going on.
But you talk about Durant. I thought he was a unicorn.
He was.
At 6'10" and 6'11" when he came in. But this guy, man, it's amazing what his potential and his skill set for 7'3" is.
Already the biggest lead of the game for the U.S. team, and a chance to add to it for Zach LaVine. Time to take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. Tomorrow on NBA TV, the All-Star practice at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Then the D-League All-Star game at 2 Eastern. Tomorrow night on TNT, it's the State Farm All-Star Saturday night at 8 Eastern time. And of course on Sunday, the All-Star game presented by Kia at 8 Eastern time. And for more, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. 12-point lead for the U.S., the road team, with the momentum as we head toward halftime. Moutier picked Clarkson, no one to throw it to. At least it seemed that way, but Porzingis steps in. Back to Moutier, and the world steals a bucket. U.S. gives it right back. Moutier will tee up a three, short.
Telling you, Chris, once he gets consistent and confident from the three-point line, man, he's going to be unstoppable.
Clarkson with another three. Jordan Clarkson with 17 points, 5 of 7 from the great beyond. Wiggins, Jokic, out to Bogdanovich. And it's out of bounds, back to the U.S. Coming up, it's the American Express halftime report. Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq are here with first half highlights. Plenty more as well. Congratulations to Shaquille O'Neal, named a finalist for the Naismith Hall of Fame today. There's the big fella.
The most dominant. I am the most dominant, Matt Weiner. If you do not know, I am the most dominant big man.
Shaq continues to insist he has not made a plan for the Hall of Fame ceremony in Springfield in September.
Do you believe that?
Not really, but he's sticking with it.
It's going to be the most entertaining induction ever. He might come out there with the Jabberwockies. He might just break dance. Who knows what Shaq is going to do, but that's guarantee you're going to want to see it. As Wiggins knocked down another one from the corner.
He claims he doesn't want to jinx it by making plans ahead of time. I feel like it's a pretty safe bet.
He should have thought about that when he was winning championships.
He should go ahead and book his ticket, Shaq. Go ahead and book your ticket, big fella.
Clarkson off on the jumper. Dwight Powell has it for the world. Moutier will bring it up. Leaves it for Powell. And Dwight Powell throws it down. Born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon. Never heard of it.
It's in Canada.
Say it 3 times real fast.
Yeah.
One seemed like plenty.
Exactly.
Wiggins over to Moutier. Somehow back to Wiggins. And the Rookie of the Year scores it for the world. Now back within 7. 14th dunk of the first half for the world team. And the shot clock is off as we get set to wrap up the first half. Towns just inside the three-point line and buries the long J.
And Towns says, I'm the best rookie in this class.
Tippy-toe jump.
Relatively slow start for the number 1 pick. Just 6 points here. Hazonia off the backboard. And the U.S. will take a 9-point lead to the half, 88-79. They knocked down 14 threes along the way. Jordan Clarkson led all scorers with 19 in the first half. Moutier with 21. After a quick break, Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq will bring you the American Express halftime report. But first, here's Kristen with Devin Booker.
Devin, you come out here as a last-minute replacement. You get blocked on that first shot, and then you rattle off 18 points. Where's the motivation coming from?
This is your first sentence. You know, I'm a replacement.
I'm not even supposed to be here, but, I'm grateful for the opportunity. So I'm out here to try to go my hardest, but at the same time, have a good time with it.
Your dad promised me. There it is.
Oh, my God.
All right. A potential MVP candidate here. This has gone off the rails, guys. Your dad promised me an MVP tonight for Devin Booker. Do you think you're going to measure up to it?
I'm going to try my hardest. That'd be a blessing. I'm going to try my hardest.
Have fun. We'll see you after the half.
Thank you.
Guys.
Well, he could be on his way, and who knows, maybe he'll have a post-game. Hashtag BBVA, Compass Rising Stars with the players' first and last names. Glad you're with us here on a Friday night in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Grant Hill, Chris Webber, I'm Matt Weiner. The U.S. leads it by 9 here, and fellas, as you would expect, some freewheeling offense here as we take a look at the Experience Intel with 3D replay.
Well, that 3D replay looks sweet, like a video game, because that's how these guys are playing out now. This 3D. Look at Parker with the to Dominique Wilkins with the nasty, but his athleticism, especially off of that injury, is really impressive.
Very impressive. The 2014 first 2 picks coming out showing the highlights. Nice little camera action there with that 3D.
Very cool effect. Jordan Clarkson led the U.S. team with 19. Emmanuel Mudiay had 21 for the world team. And Joel Okafor gets us started here in the second half to put the U.S. back up by double digits, 90-79. We're at Air Canada Centre in Toronto as All-Star Weekend ventures outside the United States for the very first time. D'Angelo Russell starting here in the second half. Had an explosive first half, 13 points in under 9 minutes as Dwight Powell finishes for the world. Russell over to Rodney Hood. Stripped by Powell.
I wonder if the defense here is picking up. The coach just talked about it. A couple forced turnovers early.
I think this is the U.S. defensive lineup with Elfrid Payton out there. Porzingis knocks down a 3.
And you talked about Porzingis' versatility. Started at the 3, now he's at the center position, matched up with Okafor.
And I think about how the game has just traveled and transcended every line that you could imagine. I wonder here how many of these fans' first memory of basketball is a Damon Stoudemire, or is a Vince Carter, or is it Tracy McGrady? Just those young, exciting teams as you see more threes just being let go. Those guys really introduced basketball and highlights to this community.
19 now for Mario Hezonja. Russell gets the 3 right back for Team USA.
And those 3, along with this franchise, the Toronto Raptors, are responsible for 12 players.
12 currently in the NBA.
In the NBA from Canada, and certainly a lot from this local area. So the highlights of Vince Carter as Rodney Hood slams it home, and the others. And I think Steve Nash, too.
Oh, yes.
What he's
definitely.
Has led to that popularity and a number of Canadians in our league.
Well, as a basketball nation, Canada is very much on the rise right now. There have been 27 Canadians to play in the NBA all time. 12 of those made their NBA debut the last 5 years. That's how rapid the increase is for the Canadians, and the national team still has a chance to qualify for the Rio Olympics this summer. They'll play a qualifying tournament in the Philippines. 7th dunk of the night for Andrew Wiggins. Speaking of one of those important Canadians to the national program.
And one of our, as Wiggins here crosses up and gets to the basket and finishes, but one of our fellow colleagues at Turner Sports, Rick Fox.
Yes.
I was a little confused by that because he's Canadian, but he's from the Bahamas.
Yeah, is this cold today? This is not the Bahamas. This is the North Pole.
I was going to say a new ball is required, but they're just going to dry it off for the moment. There's the look at the Canadian-born players currently in the NBA, and to a man, every one of those is a young guy.
And they're all different positions, different skill sets, and some of these guys like Wiggins, Thompson, they're the future of the NBA, and it's just so exciting to watch them develop.
Now, you talk to them about who they idolized as kids growing up in Toronto, and many of them are from the Toronto area. It's obviously the biggest city in this country. And they talk about Vince Carter, and they talk about Steve Nash, and they've changed the way basketball was viewed here in this country. It's still a hockey country, make no mistake about that, but basketball's gaining. Russell got it to fall.
Vince Carter in the 2000 dunk contest in Oakland, California, changed the way a lot of us, as we see Olynyk there texting, probably somebody from home around these parts, but Vince Carter changed the way a lot of people looked at basketball with his athletic ability.
I wonder if we'll get a Vince Carter sighting tomorrow at the slam dunk.
Got to be
All-Star
right. He's got to make his
Saturday
way
as a
here
judge
somehow.
or something, or maybe a prop. Or
maybe jump over him like he jumped over that Olympian that time in the Olympics, the 7-footer. That'd be nice.
Traditionally, one of the factors working against Canadians in terms of basketball is the weather around here. Because there's so much snow. Olynyk talked about having to shovel his driveway as a kid a lot, and he said by the time he'd get from one side to the other, the clean side would be covered again in snow. And so he developed shots from particular spots where he could keep them dry.
Yeah, he can't make an excuse. I'm from Detroit. It snows just as much. I remember in 1986, the dunk contest, we went out in the snow practicing those dunks. If you want to make it here, shovel that snow, Olynyk. Get in this game.
And he did. Porzingis tries another three.
Ooh, so
Picture perfect. Statuesque finish for the 7-3 Latvian.
So pretty.
17 points now for Kristaps Porzingis. What an impressive young man, aside from his basketball abilities, which include shot blocking. But a pro since he was the age of 15 in Spain. He conducts interviews in 3 different languages at the age of 20. Let's check in with Kristen Ledlow.
I've got Victor Oladipo and Aaron Gordon, not newbies to the All-Star experience. But Victor, how would you evaluate the rising stars of the Orlando Magic thus far?
I think they're playing well so far. My man Rio just got a steal, and he didn't do anything with it. But, you know, it's always good to see him out here having a good time and realizing that hard work really does pay off.
Aaron, has Victor given you any sort of maybe tips on the dunk contest for tomorrow? Are you going to sing, perhaps?
No, I'm not going to sing. I can't sing like Victor, so I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to leave that to myself. But, yeah, he gave me a couple of tips. He said don't do your best dunk first because he came out with the 540, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to save my best for last.
You think Aaron's going to take this one?
Yeah, I think he has a good chance. Zach is great, obviously, but Aaron got some things up his sleeve people haven't seen before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Would you like to sing us a tune right now before we give it back to the guys?
Hold on. I'm his vocal coach and his manager. He hasn't quite warmed up yet, so if you want to come back at the end of the game, maybe he'll probably sing you a tune.
All right.
Maybe a little melody.
We'll work something out contract-wise. We'll be in touch with your people then. Guys.
Oladipo's friend and agent is working on a second appearance here during the game.
Team chemistry.
Victor, by the way, if you don't know, is a very willing singer. Porzingis puts it on the deck this time, and he's fouled by Okafor.
And when you can space and shoot, because he can shoot, he can pump fake, get that space, and then when he mature, he'll pass it off, get an open shot for his teammate.
U.S. leads it by 11, second half here at the Rising Stars Challenge. The right approach from both sides, one of mutual admiration, a lot of fun as well. Not taking the game too seriously.
And I think they listened to Carmelo Anthony from his interview in the first half about just having fun and enjoying the moment. And clearly those young men are doing that.
Porzingis with his 18th point of the night. World gets to triple digits with 14:40 left in the game. 110-100 now. And D'Angelo Russell with it for the U.S. Devin Booker has 5 threes. That one's off. They get it back.
I'm surprised when Booker misses.
Yeah.
Pick and roll for Russell. Going to the left, finishes right. And D'Angelo Russell with the bucket. He's got 22.
And I'd like to see that more from him, attacking the basket, not settling for the three-point line. Not to be overly critical, but attacking and mixing it up at that point guard position.
Porzingis bowling his way through, up and in.
Move the little fella out the way. I'm 7'3". me shoot this rainbow over you, little fella.
Little smile on Russell's face as he wound up on the baseline. Elfrid Payton inside Okafor. Trapped down low, back to Payton. And Hood will try it. Andrew Wiggins already has 7 dunks tonight. Brings it up for the world team. Porzingis from 3. Got it.
Someone needs to read the, well, I guess it's no defense, but Russell, if you didn't know, Porzingis can shoot that, so maybe you want to get a hand up to try to make it a little more difficult. The big fella knocking down another deep 3.
He's hit 4 of the 5 he's tried, and Porzingis now has 23 for the world squad. Okafor over Capella, short. But Capella brings it up for the world team. All the way to the rim. And Capella will finish.
Chris, I didn't know the big fella could handle the ball like that. Nice little spin and finish.
That's what all-star games are for. It's almost like you're showing your friends and the fans, like auditioning, like, wait a minute, I got a little more. Coach won't let me pull all this out my game.
Russell lost that on the way up. World will advance. Bogdanovich up top. Wiggins with his 8th dunk.
And that dunk was off the vert. Stand still, just go up there and get it. Nice and easy.
Russell on the other end over Capella. Up and in. And Russell has 22. 22 in just 17 minutes worth of work here tonight in Toronto. NBAtickets.com is the official source for all NBA tickets, even for sold-out games. Start your search now at NBAtickets.com, where tickets are always authentic and always available. World set to inbound to Jazz point guard Raul Neto. Raul Neto has started all but 1 game for Utah this season. He is the 5th lowest scoring starter in the NBA, and I point that out because they like him for his defense, and that's what Utah is about. Quinn Snyder made that decision back in training camp that Neto was going to be his starter. He has picked up the offensive game here lately, but the formula is working for Utah.
And with all the injuries, Trey Burks out, Dante Exum, he's filled in nicely. The defensive mindset, Rudy Gobert kind of in the back there. They're doing a great job, those young players out in Utah.
Porzingis with the business end of the alley-oop. Give him 25 now on 10 of 13 shooting. Levine got it.
Speaking of another young athletic player, I really love the fact that Zach LaVine, our dunk champion, has worked on his game. Usually guys that are that athletic tend to, like you have good jump shooters settle for jump shots. You have guys like that just want to be aggressive, drive to the hole. LaVine has really worked on his game.
Bogdanovich knocks down the 3, his 2nd of the night.
And Chris, getting back to LaVine, is he a point guard or a shooting guard, you think, in this league?
Wow, you know what? And this is just by looks. He's so athletic, it looks as if he's a 2 guard. But I think that he's making the skill set and the decision making where he could be a 1 or a combo guard.
Stolen by Clarkson. Rebound collected by LaVine. Back comes the world. Trey Lyles. Ahead from Clarkson to LaVine. And he's holding back just a little bit with tomorrow night's dunk contest in mind. Don't give it away on Friday. Bogdanovich. Towns has it for the U.S.
All right, big fella.
Remember, Karl Anthony Towns has represented the Dominican Republic internationally. He really could have played for either side here. U.S. is happy to have him. Neto to Porzingis. His 5th 3 of the night.
And Matt, I think Kurt Rambis is going to put in a trailer 3 play for Porzingis after seeing him tonight. Hit that same shot about 5 or 6 times.
5 of 7 from out there. Porzingis has 28 points and now leads all scorers.
This guy is so fantastic. He has a commercial that just says his name 20 times. Christoph Porzingis, and Towns says, wait a minute, don't forget I'm the #1 pick. I got good hands and I can finish strong.
Clarkson over Neto. Just grazed the rim. Back comes Bizonia. Nokic poked it through LaVine's legs. No chance he was going to the floor for that ball. Up top to Clarkson. Gives it back to LaVine. who lays it in. Nikola Jokic made an effort, but there was zero chance he was diving for that ball.
I thought he was going to do like a soccer move and almost kick it up with his feet.
Nato goes baseline and scores the bucket on the reverse. Raul Nato out of Brazil. They call him Raulzinho back home.
That was a beautiful, aggressive finger roll right there, even though he missed the shot right there to Boy Parker.
Bogdanovic does not need an invitation to take that shot. U.S. back on top by 7.
Yeah, big fella.
Yeah. Jokic goes behind the back.
Jokic is yoking it out there.
Here's Lyles. Nikola Jokic, from what we saw in practice this morning, seems like a fun personality as LaVine hammers home another dunk.
When I see LaVine, I think of what our colleague Dennis Scott says about some guys that could jump. LaVine has those boy-yo-yoings.
Yes.
He has pogo sticks. He's a Nerf rim. All of those courtesy of Dennis Scott. But LaVine, he embodies all of those.
He reminds me a little bit of Russell Westbrook with his athleticism. Just gets all over the place, active, high energy, above the rim, never gets tired.
Nikola Jokic now has 6 for Team World. 3D would be right on all those descriptions of Zach LaVine because he just leaves the floor in a different way from everyone else. Towns on one end, Lyles on the other. We're under 8 minutes to go here, and at some point late in the second half, typically teams concern themselves with the final result.
And
I don't know if we're there yet.
I know we're not there yet, but I think this guy is going to keep us so much more. And the great no look behind the back, the finish strong. Rising Stars Challenge, baby.
Will Barton from the Denver Nuggets and the big fella from the Detroit Pistons, Andre Drummond. Fellas, who you got?
Well, you know, I really want to see what, as a big fella, what Drummond has, because it's really tough to win a dunk contest if you're tall. I know Dwight Howard did it, but he had to put on the cape and come out of a phone booth. So it'll be, and that guy right there.
And he's up against that guy.
He's just, you know, he's just showing, he has those pogo sticks warming up right there. But I think definitely last year's winner, LaVine, probably is the outright favorite.
I'll tell you what, after Victor Oladipo was talking about Aaron Gordon, I want to see what the big fella there can do. But I agree, Drummond, I don't know, maybe it's the piston in me. I'd like to see what he could do if he can go out there and surprise everybody.
He could do a little Larry Nance 2-ball dunk and maybe win with that, but really tough for big men to win dunk contests because little fellas look better going up in the air and doing their thing.
Creativity has to be a factor for the big man to get it done, and that's where the costumes come in. Who knows what Andre Drummond, he's got a great personality. Who knows what he might have up his sleeves tomorrow night. LaVine, by the way, has 5 dunks as he gets himself warmed up for tomorrow night's competition.
I think he just wakes up warmed up.
Yeah,
that young fella.
He doesn't have to stretch anything. No hot tub needed.
Game is tightened up meanwhile. The U.S. lead down to 3. Marcus Smart was trying to draw a foul, which maybe ill-advised in this game.
And Chris, it'll be interesting to see here as we close this game out if there'll be a little duel like 2 years ago in New Orleans. Dion Waiters versus Tim Hardaway Jr. They were going back and forth. See if that happens tonight.
Saw Kyrie Irving in one of those a few years back.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving.
Hazonia.
Knight.
Jokic with a one-handed rebound and went with the second hand and finished off the play. Nikola Jokic is a loose guy. Towns goes up strong, fouled by Jokic. Check in with Kristen Ledlow, who's standing by with a first-time All-Star.
That's right, your first experience here as an NBA All-Star. But first and foremost, tell me what you just walked into this arena from doing.
Assistant coach of the celebrity game. So I took my first L as a coach, and I was coaching with Kevin Hart, so it was fun, but I'm mad that we lost.
So not much of a future for either of you in that arena.
I don't think. I mean, the head coach is usually the head coach's fault anyway, so I'm gonna blame him.
Absolutely. You were also in the Skills Challenge this weekend, a very tough playing field. You think you got what it takes?
Yeah, I'm going for the win. I didn't come here for nothing. I mean, other than the All-Star game, but I'm in the Skills Challenge for a reason, so I'm definitely going for the win.
And Sunday night, your very first NBA All-Star game. What are you most looking forward to?
Just being out there with those type of guys that've been in the All-Star game numerous years. Being in Kobe's last All-Star game, just trying to enjoy the moment and take it all in, man. I'm blessed to be able to be an All-Star.
And they're throwing it down, so I'll get it back to you guys.
Porzingis just scored his 30th point on a beautiful feed from Hezonja and answered by Towns with a dunk on the other end. Isaiah Thomas, a great story and part of a even greater, bigger story with the Boston Celtics, who sit third in the Eastern Conference.
They really have taken a step, but Isaiah, a tremendous story, and Chris, it speaks to being in the right situation. And Phoenix was off the bench, it didn't work, got traded, finished the season strong last year, and now has come out and been an all-star and helped them as the Celtics get to the third spot thus far.
And Isaiah also proves, as you see the beautiful miss, Isaiah also proves that it's only the size of your heart that matters to play in this league.
They are flying here, nearing crunch time in Toronto, and things have tightened up. Let's take a look at the teamwork play of the game presented by BBVA Compass.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and on that play, Wiggins with the nice alley-oop and the zinger with the finish.
And you can vote for the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge MVP. Text the first and last name of your MVP choice to Dunks. Tweet hashtag BBVA Compass Rising Stars with the player's first and last name, or vote at NBA.com. Right out of the timeout, they go to Levine. A great note handed to me by the legendary stat man Marty Aronoff. In 35 minutes of playing time so far, the two teams have combined for 196 field goal attempts, or one every 10 seconds or so.
Fast pace.
Mike D'Antoni somewhere is smiling.
Saying, I told you that's how you do it.
Mike may be enjoying himself back in West Virginia this weekend. Back home.
I'm sure he's watching some basketball. You know he loves the game, one of the offensive geniuses in this game. And as we just heard from one of the guys, you're right, this is a lot like LMU back in the day. Remember how they used to put those points up?
Loyola Marymount.
Yes, sir.
Late Hank Gathers.
Yeah. Fast pace.
Clarkson. Levine just flies in and makes things happen. 10-point lead for the U.S. with under 4 minutes to go. Moutier cuts into it. Back to 7. And Emmanuel shot the ball well here tonight. 9 of 14 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He has 22. Marcus Smart handles it for the U.S. to a cutting Clarkson off the back rim. But back out to Smart. Second try, no good. Capella has the rebound.
And this is when the defense needs to pick up and guys need to get back to their roles and try to get a win. As you see, Moutier knocked down another one. But with the game coming close, 3 minutes left is where guys usually lock up. And you see a little bit of defensive play.
Moutier with his 5th 3 of the night. He has 28. If you're just with us, Kristaps Porzingis leads all scorers with 30. And the U.S. just played volleyball off the rim. And the backboard.
I don't know if that was by design, but it looked good.
Moutier in a 6-point game finds Capella for the dunk. And it's 4. 2:45 to go. Substitutions ready to come in case of what has been a relatively rare dead ball. Actually had a couple of intentional fouls just to get substitutions in this game. Wiggins to Capella. And a 2-on-0. Towns will finish it. Karl Anthony Towns, 8 of 15, 18 points on the night. Moutier off on the 3. Lead is still 6 for the U.S. 2 minutes to go. And a whistle to get those substitutions in. Hezonja and Powell in for the World. Booker and Okafor come in for the U.S. One of the newest members of the NBA family, Mountain Dew, is giving you the ability to vote on the sounds that will charge the NBA All-Star Game warm-ups. Head to NBA.com/do warm-up to place your vote today. Mountain Dew, do the do.
Do the do. Oh, okay.
Jabari Parker. He did something.
I did not know he could jump like that. He has shown me tonight that he has been working on his health, and really it's been about fast breaking here. A nice alley-oop to Karl Anthony Towns.
You know, Grant, after my first All-Star game and after anyone I was blessed to play in, I was always re-energized to finish the season off. It always gave you an extra boost of confidence. It always made you feel like you belong, and you could put a little extra out the rest of the season. And as we sift through who's going to rise to the top of these rookies, you'll see the impact of this weekend for the rest of the season.
Without a doubt, Chris, and we got 3 guys here as potential MVP candidates, all having great performances. Booker had a tremendous first half. It's kind of slowed down a little bit in the second half, but Porzingis and LaVine have just been on top of things, and I'll be interested to see who gets it.
You're not offering a selection?
Well, right now, LaVine has 7 rebounds and 3 assists and 30 points, and Porzingis has 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. So it would seem that the statistical edge would go to LaVine if we want to be technical, but this is an all-star game.
This game is all
MVP.
This game is all about the technical aspects of basketball.
So
right?
who had the most assists?
A minute 50 to go. World trying to cut into the U.S. lead. Moutier goes baseline for Porzingis to Wiggins. Oh, Andrew Wiggins went up strong, but he was fouled by Okafor.
And that was a smart foul right there, Webb.
And Andrew Wiggins showed off the explosion that led him in part to Rookie of the Year honors last year.
This guy, I've said it before, but the athletic ability only and the way he attacks the basket reminds me of Latrell Sprewell. And, you know, you just think about it. There's 2 guys from Minnesota on this floor. As he's saying, I knew I should have had that. KG's at home saying, dunk that, young fella. You know how we do it in Minnesota.
Just the 6th free throw of the night for the World team. They're 3 of 6 for the record. U.S. is 4 of 5. And the lead is 7. Minute 30 to go. BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge for 2016. Jordan Clarkson handles for the U.S.
Now we got some defense.
Dwight Powell D'ing him up. Clarkson will take it anyway. Off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Comes down to Okafor, but he lost it. Porzingis, Hezonja up top to Wiggins. His 9th dunk of the night cuts the lead to 5. Hezonja with a steal, but he couldn't hang on to it. And the U.S. will get the ball back with 1:05 to go.
And I'll tell you what, the world has not given up. A sweet pass to last year's MVP, Mr. Wiggins. But definitely that intensity has picked up on the defensive end. The world team is taking the challenge, trying to defend their home turf.
The first denial of the game right there.
Clarkson looked up in surprise for a moment, realizing he couldn't throw it wherever he wanted. LaVine with Hezonja on him. Mid-range jumper is off. Clarkson couldn't connect on the follow. Wiggins fouled by Booker in the backcourt.
Oh, how did the ref call that? Are you kidding me?
To
That's
prevent
right.
the
Boom.
breakaway
Come on,
dunk.
Toronto. Come on, boom, Toronto. Refs can't get booed in all-star games. That's a new rule.
That's a first.
The refs can get booed at the mall.
That's true. That's true.
The NBA app, official free app of the NBA, is the best way to stay up to date on all the exciting all-star action. Download it now on your favorite devices. MVP chance for Andrew Wiggins at the free throw line. He has 26. Toronto kid made good. son of an NBA player and a Canadian track star. And the lead is 3. Single possession game here with 45 seconds to go and pressure in the backcourt by the World. Parker to Okafor, chased by Powell. Porzingis fouls out front.
And Porzingis probably didn't need to foul that play. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. A little honest rookie mistake. Like the only one he's made this year.
You think about Porzingis, just think about how he was booed at the draft. He's not from our country. Embraced one of the toughest cities to play in. Has his mom living with him, enjoying it. He's not letting anyone quit, kill his spirit. He's been enjoying this the whole time, and it's really fun watching young guys, whether naive or whether just mentally strong, embrace the toughest situations. New Yorkers now know they have found a special gem out of that draft.
Clarkson's first 2 free throws are good. Porzingis seems to have mastered a difficult trick, which is to embrace New York while not getting caught up in New York.
Great point.
Lives with his family by the facility, but enjoys it nonetheless. In and out, but thrown down by Wiggins. And Wiggins will foul Levine, his teammate, in the backcourt.
Is this Haka?
It's a Haka-Zach.
Oh, no. Now we got to change it in the All-Star game, too. With this great follow right here, the intensity is picked up. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2-guard, a combo guard. He can even play the 3. His athletic ability going in with the big fellas with the tip dunk.
Actually, the foul went against Clarkson instead, so he'll go to the free throw line. Wiggins just had his 10th dunk of the night. He now has 29. And it's back to a 2-possession game after the free throw. Larry Drew will send in Rodney Hood.
Putting in a ball handler right now for Okafor. Larry Drew is saying, wait a minute, I want to win this game. Let me get to coaching after he put them through a pretty tough practice this morning.
Larry Drew here representing the Cleveland Cavaliers, former head coach in Atlanta and Milwaukee, as Clarkson delivers at the free throw line. So a 5-point game. The World has it. It's Moutier into the paint. They'll give up the 2, and it's a 1-possession game. 17 seconds to go here. U.S. trying to wrap up a win in road territory, and a timeout. They'll give him the timeout.
Larry Drew is serious.
A little smirk
about getting this win.
He's smirk on Larry's face.
Yeah, because he called the timeout just in time. Now, this is when the ref has to know about entertainment. Call that a turnover so we can get the possession in a 1-possession game with 17 seconds left.
Well, let's listen in with Larry Drew.
Back pick, talk to him. Hey!
I almost looked over and said, I need a sub.
Well, let's try to stay in front of people. It's 10 points. Let's win this game.
Larry Drew and Ettore Messina from the San Antonio Spurs staff, a decorated European coach who some believe could be the first European coach to someday be an NBA head coach. David Blatt had coached in Europe, but he's American-born. Messina, the Italian, 2-time EuroLeague champion.
Messina coming out of that San Antonio tree of general managers and executives and coaches, and he may be next on that short. There might be some changes in the coaching ranks this summer in the NBA.
I understand Greg Popovich really wanted to coach this game and had to be talked out of it.
Yeah.
Inbound to Levine. It'll stay with the U.S. Off Hazonia, they say. Spike Lee stands up.
Did he just give Jabari Parker the Reggie Miller treatment? Did he just try to?
Spike's acting like it's game 7.
That's not Reggie. Spike is okay. Leave it in the past. Reggie did it to you. Spike, he killed you guys. Don't take it out on the other players.
And we're going to go to review on this. Also have to wonder, where are Spike's rooting interests here?
I think Spike's rooting interest is whoever a New York player plays for. So I think he's going for that world team since his man Porzingis is on that team.
And I think it was off of Yeah, I think it's the U.S. ball, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Spike, he jumped up like he was in the guard in Game 7.
Look at him. Come on, Spike.
He's in
relax,
postseason
baby.
form already.
Certainly appeared to go off Hezonja's right hand last. I think Spike's just happy to be at a game.
And I'll tell you what, Spike, one of the great fans of the NBA, and has been a fixture on the sidelines for so long. And I said earlier about him jumping up, and look at him.
Well, he just did that Michael Jackson documentary, and it looks like he got the finger pointed. He did a little move to try to jump up. Maybe he's inspired by the great Michael Jackson.
Ball will stay with Team USA with 16.1 seconds to go, and the U.S. up by 3. Trying to scratch out a road victory here in the Rising Stars Challenge. No telling when Toronto will get an All-Star weekend again. This could be the last home game for the world team for quite a while.
Well, I'm going to put in that in the suggestion box that minus 12 degrees.
Jabari Parker with big game hunting and bagged himself the zinger.
And Spike didn't jump up on that one.
He sat down and act quiet on that. He acted like he didn't see that one. That was his man.
Porzingis for 3, off the mark. 7 seconds to go. Moutier, that's off. Followed by Powell, and again it goes, but 0.8 left. And Team USA will win it. 157-154. Zach LaVine led the way with 30 points. Clarkson had 25, and Jabari Parker brought the house down and nearly Porzingis.
Can you say nasty? This guy was injured last year, ACL injury. This shows you how hard he's worked over the summer.
Porzingis can say nasty in 3 languages. U.S. wins it 157-154. Stay tuned for the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge Most Valuable Player Award presentation. We'll be right back from Toronto.
The BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge is brought to you by the next generation Kia Optima, official vehicle of the NBA, and by Taco Bell's new Quesalupa. It's going...
If you drop it, it'll be... Will you give me his... Yes, but can you hear this mic? Can't hear this mic. Can you hear this mic? Oh, okay, great. Yeah, 30-7, correct? Got it. Don't you go far. Oh, you guys all gonna be here? That'd be so nice. Don't yell crazy stuff. Especially you. 1 minute.
The BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge is brought to you by the next generation Kia Optima, official vehicle of the NBA, and by Taco Bell's new Quesalupa. It's going to be bigger than, well, everything.
Now, at center court for the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge MVP Trophy presentation, would you please welcome the co-host of NBA TV's Inside Stuff, Kristen Ledlow, and BBVA Chief Executive Officer, Carlos Torres.
An incredible start to 2016's NBA All-Star Weekend, and if the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge is any indication, I'd say the future of the NBA is quite bright. But one star shined a little brighter than the rest. 30 points, 7 rebounds, the most valuable player, Zach LaVine. Zach, what does it mean to you to perform at the highest level on the biggest stage for a rising star in the NBA?
Oh, man, it's a lot of fun, man. I'm just glad we came out here. USA team got a win. We lost last year, so we had to come get the win. And, you know, we all played good. I'm just glad my family's here and we came to watch it.
Your teammate, Karl Anthony Towns, told me earlier today that some of the things that you do are out of this world, that humans should not be able to do them. How would you describe your performance tonight?
You know, we all had a good game. I think 4 or 5 dudes had 30 points. You know, we all played good, but, you know, I'm just grateful, you know, whoever gave it to me, and, you know, I'm just glad we got the win.
And you told me earlier today that you wanted to bring the bragging rights back to Minnesota. Yeah. How do you feel now?
I feel good. You know, we got it last year, and, you know, now I got a little bit to back it up, and, you know, I told him either me or Carl's going to get it, so, you know, I'm glad I came through with our bet.
Your 2016 BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge MVP of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Zach LaVine.
What's up, Victor? How are you? Well, the U.S. gets the very difficult road win here in Toronto tonight. 157-154. LaVine had 30 each for Kristaps Porzingis and Emmanuel Mudiay for the World team. Who stood out for you here tonight?
Obviously, LaVine stood out. Booker, Porzingis, a number of very talented young players. I think the future of this league is very bright with some of the performances we saw this evening.
And could be a very big weekend for Zach LaVine.
Oh, man, this is going to be a wonderful weekend. Let's think about it. It's just now getting revved up. These guys started off the great way, but LaVine, Curry, Thompson, some of these guys are about to finish. I can't wait till tomorrow.
Good stuff from you guys. Enjoyed it as always.
Definitely. Good
Rising
times.
Stars Challenge in the books here for 2016 as we tip off All-Star Weekend here in frigid Toronto. Bad news for you guys. Now you have to go back outside.
Bad news.
U.S. gets the win by 3. Special thanks to the players and coaches for wearing microphones tonight. And coming up next, it's Inside the NBA Live, presented by Kia. For C-Web, Grant, Kristen Ledlow, and the rest of the crew, I'm Matt Weiner. You've been watching the BBVA Rising Stars Challenge. After a break, we'll take you across the arena here to Ernie Johnson for Inside the NBA.